Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Sunday. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. So for all those that checked out today's earlier video, I'm going to actually share my screen real quick. I made a video about actually about just 3 hours ago. So reversals for beginners. I think a huge obstacle for a lot of people when it comes down to like dip buying and stuff like that. People have been really struggling on how to properly identify like when to enter a position. So I just made that video, huge little shout out. And just like I promised in that video for today in our Sunday Stock Talk, so many people have been waiting for a promotion since we haven't ran one in about a week. So just like we told you guys, we're going to offer you guys a discount off the Learn, Plan, Profit course for all those that are interested in joining, for those that are tuning in to our Sunday Stock Talk. So I'm just about to post that right now so you guys can see this right here. So right in the live chat, I'm going to go ahead and post it. And then for those that want to sign up, great. For those that don't, 100% definitely don't have to. So you guys should be able to see this. I guess I can't pin my own message, but if anyone wants to like copy and paste this, and then I'm gonna pin it, that would be great. So but altogether, I want to thank you guys again for tuning in for our Sunday Stock Talk. This is when we come together as a group and talk about the top stocks as a group of what it is that we see value in for this upcoming week. And I'm super pumped, right? Last week we had a pretty solid week. It was really slow in the very beginning, ended it with a really strong day on Friday. We have a lot of stocks that are showing signs of potential reversal, but now we just need to make sure that we're very patient with these overall like entry points, right? Just like we talked about in today's earlier video. So, let me go ahead and I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I am looking at. I'm using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. Again, that's the platform that I use. It's not what you have to use yourself. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. I actually want to ask you guys a question, so I want you guys to be able to see this. I want to ask you guys a question. So I usually and normally ask, where are you guys from, right? Like where you guys are from, right? But one of the things that I think we don't ask very often is like, why are you here? So why are you tuning in to our Sunday Stock Talk, and why are you investing in the stock market? So a lot of us have different motivations, have a little very different aspirations, and instead of just stating of like where we're from, let's keep it very simple. Like, why are you here? Why are you doing this? And why are you so motivated for maybe adding another source of income to everything it is that you are doing? We have full-time students, we have full-time workers, we have people all over the world, right? What is it and why is it that we come together when it comes down to investing in the stock market? So I want to be rich AF, all right, to make money, all right, to see what you tell me, okay, I like it. So we have a lot of people sharing, so finances, okay, to make my life better, I like that. And financially free. That's usually the most common, I have to say, response, right? So we have people saying, so Jersey paying off, I like it. Passion, I love that. I think that should be like the best answer. Make money, loving what you do. Okay, for my family, I like that. I really like that answer. Grow wealth and knowledge in the stocks. I love that. Nice, nice. And you guys can, and maybe like when you guys are rewatching this video, so you guys could still see, the live chat and stuff like that. Feel free to pause it and hear why people are so passionate and motivated to make it in the stock market. Just know that it's going to take time to get to a point where you could actually grow your account. The best example that I think I can give is like, did Michael Phelps become like, the best Olympic swimmer, right? Or the fastest Olympic swimmer overnight, right? No, it took like years and years of practice of refining himself. And in today's video, when I talked about reversals, I think that was one of the first times that I really talked about, not really focusing on making money, but focusing on really improving yourself and just focusing on refining yourself as a trader, which I think we could all admit, we don't invest enough time in doing that, refining ourselves as better individuals, making sure that the qualities and certain criteria that we focus on are for our best interest, and that we're not always so money hungry, but we're so focused in overall just personal growth, general understanding when it comes down to knowledge growth, which then can overall act as a positive catalyst for our success when it comes down to investing in the stock market, in real estate, buying and reselling cars, starting your first business, regardless of whatever it is that you guys want to do. So military, about to retire. Love that. Justin, thank you for your service. Really do appreciate that. I'm a full-time student with passion. To learn something about it will pay off in the future. I love that. And again, how amazing is it that you can learn? This is the thing that I find the most amazing and the most inspiring about this. And then I'll get right to the Sunday Stock Talk. So So many, you guys know that I'm a huge, like, I love to encourage people to go to college, right? Even myself, with everything that I have going on, I'm still back at ASU Polytechnic, my senior year, right? Trying to finish up and get my degree. One of the things that I, you know, really appreciate about this community and about this overall, like, just about our group as a whole, right, is how motivated we are to not only do this like for ourselves and help one another out, right, but just seeing one another grow, right? And this might be something where, like, myself as an individual, like, I might be seeing this a little bit more in my eyes because I get to see, hundreds, if not thousands of people go through Technical Solutions, and we get to track their growth. But you learn this skill set that you can really, just continue to express and to practice for the rest of your life. So many of us go to school for this specific career. But so many of us invest such little time in a hobby that can really turn into something that could be extremely profitable, right? And you guys know 100% I support college 100%, and I think having a stable income is very important. But how amazing is it that for those that do have extra time, or that those that are maybe a little bit more motivated, that can invest that time into a potential market, that even if it makes them an extra $1,000 a month, being able to cover your rent, being able to cover, certain living expenses, being able to save enough money to take your family or your friends out for a vacation or a trip, to enjoy life a little bit more freely, right? And this is the last thing that I want to leave you guys with. As I've done better, right, as time has gone on, as I've done better, the less in the back of my head that I have to worry about, paying my bills, right? And I truly am a huge believer in this. So many people that are so focused in living paycheck to paycheck, it's very difficult for them. Some people, again, not all, but some people become very restrained from thinking in a creative way because they have to be so realistic and focusing and being able to provide and live off the very basics, right, of just being able to provide for themselves. But once you get to a certain point, regardless if that's investing in the stock market, you can get to a certain point where it comes down to, really being able to do and practice a number of things that can make you a lot more money. And it's because you already have the very basics and foundations covered, meaning that you already have a stable income. So because of that, it gives you the luxury in being able to maybe invest in the stock market, being able to start your own business, being able to, start your, create an application, right? Regardless of what it is. Once you create that stability, once you have that foundation, it is much easier. You get that peace of mind to be able to build off of. And I think that's something that not a lot of people talk about, that based on my experience, again, I'm just sharing based on my experience, that I've noticed that as I've done a little bit better, I tend to be a little bit more creative with what I do. And I find that the overall reward is much greater with much less effort that is needed from me. So like when I flip houses, I barely do anything, and the return is absolutely huge, where I've made more flipping one house in a shorter period of time than I made working full time at a commission-based job that paid $50,000 to $60,000 a year. And that's crazy, right? To think like all the hours, all the time that I had to invest to make the $50,000 to $60,000 a year in that commission-based job, and how much more money I made reselling a house that I rented in the meanwhile and then flipped it in around 6 to 8 months. And again, it's as you become more well off that you can build this foundation. And I don't know how I got sent on this tangent, but I just wanted to at least provide some words of insight and hopefully of motivation for all those that are like, getting off of your feet, really starting to get your bills in check, right? And really starting to save, being able to start saving money and think a little bit more creatively in which it could really benefit your future. So I like that. Okay, so most people too busy making a living to make any money. Okay, Shelly, I agree. Okay, so I know you guys are probably just wanting to get straight to the Sunday stock talk. So just like we normally do, okay. So someone's asking for the discount link. Sorry about that. I'm going to continue to, if anyone can repost this, I think I could pin someone's comment. I just can't pin mine. So if you guys can repost what it is that I posted, that would be great, because I think I could pin other people's thing, but not mine. So Dingleberry Rick. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the breakdowns, as that's what we are all here for. So please make sure that we post it in the ticker call out format, in making sure that everything, and then tag me. So once we see it for the first time, that would be great. Let's see. Oh, you guys can't repost it because of the link. I see. Here we go. All right, so I'll post it without the link. All right, here we go. There we go. There we go. It doesn't let me put, oh man. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right, I'll post it at the very end. I don't want to spend too much time on that. So let's go ahead and get right to it. We have a couple people sharing their top callouts for the week. Let's just make sure that we focus on stocks that are showing signs of an uptrend that are not actively trending down. And again, I think one of the things, and correct me if I'm wrong, I had I think the most messages this week of people telling me that they've done better. Not only have they done better, but even if the overall return wasn't their greatest, their planning and their actual understanding of what it was that they were investing in was the best last week, because so many of us just focus on the sole idea of not trying to predict reversals, but just focusing on whatever's actively trending up and going with the flow with that. So I just want to continue that continuous mindset of focusing on whatever's actively trending up. And when the reversals happen, great, but not to be so just obsessed with the idea of just waiting for the reversal, because then that can be that we wait the entire week for that specific stock, which might not end up reversing at the end of the week. So let's go ahead and cover a couple stocks, and then we'll go from there. So we have someone calling out DGAS, we have someone calling out TNDM. We normally do break those down, and I'm going to be talking about those later tonight, but I want to see some callouts that we don't normally get. So Freeman, what's going on? FNKO, we've gotten that a couple times. So FNKO, let's go ahead and, okay, perfect. So FNKO, the last time that we followed up with this one, it was not showing signs of an uptrend. Do you guys see? So let's do this breakdown together. So we see that it was showing signs of an uptrend on this 180-day analysis with this EMA line pointing up, right? It had an aggressive sell-off, right? We can see the volume picked up, overall down pattern, broke below the EMA indicator, which it normally doesn't do. Found its support right around the SMA indicator. What is it that we see? Right? What is it that we see here? So it built a support, did a lot of consolidation, broke above the EMA line, started showing signs of an uptrend. What are some reasons maybe that you would buy this? So why would you buy this? Or maybe why would you not buy it? I want to hear both ends. So I set an alert here. So we're getting a slight little resistance at $24, which makes sense. What is it that we could wait for? So wait for a pullback because RSI is overextended. There's also another thing, right? So reversal above the SMA line, I like it. Okay, MACD looks like it's peaked out. That's exactly what I was looking at. So the MACD can 100% continue to push up, but do you see how it's almost showing signs of a peak formation? The bar started to get a little bit lower. So one thing to just keep an eye out for is some of these indicators are stating that the RSI and the MACD are giving us the idea, the hint that FNKO is not a good deal right now, right? Based on its previous patterns, it's pushed up pretty nicely, but it's covered so much ground that it might be due for a pullback before it continues to uptrend. And that's all, right? So it could push up, pull back to around the SMA line, and then continue to uptrend, which means that if we don't enter right now, right, just think about all the margin that you can make by waiting to buy the dip and then being able to ride it simply back up to $24, over 10% margin, right? And then let's say if all of a sudden it continues to rally, if all of it just continues to push up and breaks above $24, based on previous patterns, the previous resistance around 31 to 23, I'll say the resistance is around 30, so that offers a little bit over 20% margin of profit, almost 25%. So I think that definitely the margin is there. We just need to wait either for a continuous confirmation of an uptrend or a pullback confirmation if it's going to pull back and then bounce on the SMA line. So I set my alert both for the break above the resistance around 24 and then wait for the break below. So I'm going to set the alert here, FNKO, and kind of go from there. So since it's actively trending up, it makes sense on why I want to add it to my active uptrend watch list. Zenith, if you continue to post it like this, I'm gonna block you from the chat. So again, you're only allowed to post it in the ticker call out format. If you don't, I'm just unfortunately gonna have to ban you if you spam the chat like this. So Haley, thank you again for, let's see, EDZ. So EDZ, okay. So I did a breakdown on this one. As you guys can see, I set my alert on this one. If I'm not mistaken, on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, there's very low volume. That's something or a reason why I personally don't like it. Looking at it at the 180-day analysis, we can see that it reacts very nicely to the overall SMA indicator. It's almost showing signs of a peak formation. Its highs are not as high as it was before. And with that understanding, it has a resistance first at $52, right? The MACD, the RSI, all those are pointing up. So it's showing signs of a potential reversal. And I would just say let's wait for the full-on confirmation. So again, based on previous patterns on when it pushes up and then pulls back, pushes up and then pulls back. So it makes sense on why there might be a break above 52, but just know that it tends to pull back before it continues to uptrend. And that's really just it. So I think I just set my alert, for the break above 52. I'm also going to set my alert if it continues to downtrend. So just something that we want to take into consideration. Let's go ahead and check out this one, AAC. All right, ticker symbol AAC showing signs of a downtrend. Overall SMA indicator is showing signs of a downtrend. The SMA line is showing signs of a downtrend. It continues to make lower lows. So it is showing signs of a potential reversal, but also something to take into consideration that, before, ask yourself, what's the risk, right? So although the overall direction is moving down, yes, it does show margin of profit, but are you in a position where you want to invest in something that its overall direction is trending down? If you're okay with the risk and you understand it, all power to you. I just want to make sure that you understand what you're getting yourself into. The stock is a stock that makes lower lows, that tends to break its pattern pretty often. Yes, it does have some margin to cover and normally gets rejected around the SMA indicator. So that is definitely something that you want to take into consideration. But as of right now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to wait for a little bit more of a confirmation before you go all in into something that overall is actively trending down. So let's go ahead and break down CY. Okay, ticker symbol CY. Ticker symbol CY still has no full-on reversal. So you can see that it's still getting rejected by this EMA indicator. The EMA line is not pointing up. The MACD looks good. The RSI looks good. But again, its overall direction of its pattern, it's not making higher highs. I have all my alerts set up here, and I have it under my pending reversal watch list. So I have it right here. So I'm just going to wait a little bit more on that. So ECYT. So let's go ahead and check out ECYT. ECYT definitely showing signs of an uptrend. It's at $17. I used to trade this one when it was at $1. That's crazy. We could see that there's a lot of consolidation. It's really building a support right around $17. So it's doing a really good job holding above $17, holding above this overall SMA line. And the thing that I really like about it is that it holds above this SMA line, at least based on the past 180 days. It's done a really good job doing that. So I have an alert set here for the break above 1880. Realistically, it's been struggling to even hold above $18. So with that being said, I would just like to see this thing start making higher highs and understand its overall resistance based on previous patterns is right around $20. So I'm also going to set an alert here for the break below to see if it ends up breaking its support, because if it ends up breaking its support and starts trending down, then guess what? We can remove it completely from our watch list. So ECYT. I'm going to add that to the list and then go from there. So Christian is calling out HOLX. Okay. So what do we see here? So looking at this overall pattern of the low points and then the high points, I see, again, this is my eyes, and correct me if I'm wrong, I do see this thing showing signs of an uptrend, but I also see it showing signs of a peak formation as it's pushed up above $40. It looks like it might be getting or coming for a pullback confirmation around the SMA line before it continues to make higher highs. But based on previous patterns, which is all I could really trade based off of if I'm not trading based off fundamentals, is that understanding the low points and understanding the high points, I'm not getting a good deal with this one. So with that understanding, how much more margin does it have to cover and how much more loss, what's the opportunity cost? Is the margin of profit worth the risk of the margin loss? And that's just something that we want to ask ourselves every single time before we take a position. Is the opportunity cost worth it? I don't know if you've ever asked yourself that, but might be something that you might want to reintroduce into your, maybe trading style. So we could see that there's an overall support right around $17, right? So overall support right around $17. It's showing signs of a potential uptrend, but realistically, it continues to make lower lows. It continues to make higher highs. So I see why BRX would continue to make lower lows as the SMA line might start acting as a resistance, and its overall direction is showing more signs of a downtrend pattern. So SFIX. I'm trying to get through these as quick as possible, but you guys are killing it. SFIX is definitely showing signs of an uptrend pattern. Watch out for its earnings report, right? So with that being said, I would wait a little bit more for a pullback confirmation before, just like I said in the last time, I think it might be due for a pullback before it continues to push up. And I think we could easily make sense of that as it's just recently turned green, and we see a lot of pullback confirmations with a lot of the stocks that are showing signs of an uptrend. So watch out for the earnings report. I have a video on YouTube and in the Learn Plan Profit course talking about why I don't take or hold positions when it's going through earnings, right? The risk involved and stuff like that. That's my trading style. It doesn't mean that you have to follow it. It's just something that I personally do. So great call out, showing signs of an uptrend. I'm going to set an alert for the break above $45, and I'm going to set an alert for the break below $42 as well. So I like its overall direction, the overall potential for the reversal. I just think it might be due for a pullback before. So I think one of the call outs that was just called out was ticker symbol GALT. So GALT, showing signs of an uptrend pattern. It's making higher highs. It could be making higher lows as well. So with that being said, I'm going to set an alert. The MACD looks good. The RSI looks good. Overall direction and pattern looks pretty solid, right? So it looks like it's showing signs of an ascending uptrend pattern. Let's wait for the confirmation. Or if it starts to make lower lows, then guess what? We don't have to trade it. So nice call out on that one. So ticker symbol NUGT, which I think follows a similar pattern to ticker symbol JNUG. Looking at /GC, during extended hours, it was showing signs of an uptrend, and then now it's getting rejected. So because now it's showing signs of a rejection, if this thing continues, then NUGT will open in the red tomorrow. So if /GC continues to sell off, again, the SMA line is acting as a resistance. You're going to see the same thing here with ticker symbol JNUG. SMA line is acting as a resistance, meaning that if /GC continues to sell off and get rejected, then that means that JDST and NUGT are going to be the ones that are going to start showing signs of a continuous uptrend pattern. So we might see it pop back up to $85. So let's just keep an eye on which ones, what direction it's moving this week. And let's not try to predict the reversal, although I do agree that JNUG and NUGT are oversold. JDST and Dust are other ones that are showing signs of an uptrend. So let's just go with the flow. Let's see, ticker symbol AEO. Ticker symbol AEO, looks like the overall SMA line is now acting as a resistance. MACD looks a little bit overextended, so does the RSI. I like this pattern that it was showing before, but as of right now, it's really struggling overall. I have my alerts set here. I have my alerts for a pullback as well. I'll set a couple more. The overall SMA line, so let me explain myself a little bit more. Before it, I'm not really looking at AEO as of right now with all this margin that it has to cover up here, because this SMA line used to act as a previous support, so it's going to act as a new resistance. And all I try to look at it as is like, now the SMA line is my resistance and this is the support. And looking at the lows and the highs, it's more on the overbought side than it is oversold. So because of that, yeah. C-Day. For all those that are asking what software I'm using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform, like I've explained in every single video of mine. Again, you don't have to use the software that I use. It's just my opinion or my preference. I apologize. So ticker symbol C-Day, showing signs of an uptrend pattern. I can tell that it has very low volume. Volume's actually not as bad as I thought. Okay. Overall direction is showing signs of an uptrend within the past 180 days. It continues to make higher highs. I'm just going to set an alert. If this thing starts making higher highs, I think that would be something that we'd find very attractive. Overall, MACD looks really decent. RSI looks really decent. RSI continues to make higher highs as well, and lower highs or higher lows as well. So I would just be on high alert on this one. If this thing really starts to sell off, I wouldn't hesitate to cut losses quick. But it does make sense on why this thing can continue to push up and continue to uptrend. So I'm just going to set in a couple alerts and add it under my pending reversal watch list, just so I can keep a close eye on it. So thank you again for that call out. Ticker symbol CRON. I hate this one. Ticker symbol CRON. CRON, I think we could all say that this one is one of the biggest pump and dumps that people have talked about within the past couple of months. I don't like talking about pump and dumps. I don't like people investing in what they don't understand. When it comes down to the technical standpoint, overall SMA line has been acting as some form of a support. It is doing a lot of consolidation right around this EMA line for a potential reversal. I can set my alert. The MACD looks good. The RSI looks good. Based on the technicals, yes, it looks fine, but again, I just look at the volume and then look at the volume now. The volume has definitely died out, and it makes sense on why this thing can continue to sell off. So if I were to trade this, it would be solely as a day trade. Altogether, I don't trade pump and dumps, so I would completely stay away from it. So I'm just going to set my alert, and I think that this one is just like every other pump and dump, like HMNY, TOPS, DRIS, and all that stuff. So I would stay away from it. Yeah, same thing follows for TRLY and LST. All those pumping dumps, like, yes, you think you can do fine, you can do great. If you know how to trade them, all power to you, super happy for you. But if you're someone that's just getting started, I wouldn't focus on trading pump and dumps because you're not understanding what you're doing. And if you really want to understand how to make money in the market, then I think that you should at least invest time to do just that, right? To actually understand, plan out your trades, why it makes sense that it's a good buy, why it's a good deal, and then be able to sell it for when it makes sense on that it's more in that sell territory. So yeah, so LXP. There you go. LXP showing signs of a downtrend as of right now. Yeah, I don't really like this. Its overall direction is more of a downtrend. I'm not too happy about it. So I'm just going to do the breakdown there. I'm going to set my alert, wait for more of a reversal confirmation. Thank you for the Sunday Stock Talk, Ricky. Of course, thank you again for tuning in, and thank you again, all of you guys, for your time. Really do appreciate it. Okay, wow, I like this one, Pool Corporation. Let's check out the 1 day, 1 minute chart. Volume's a little low. I personally don't like that. Might be a break below the SMA line. So overall, we're catching a support right around 165. I'm going to set my alert for the potential break above the EMA indicator. The RSI looks good. The MACD looks really good on this one. What do you guys think? The overall direction on the 180-day chart looks really solid. So now we just have to wait a little bit more for a confirmation if this thing's going to either push up or push down. And I mean, it's consolidating, but it's consolidated before and it's made lower lows. Normally bounces around the SMA line. So let's, again, not try to sell it to ourselves on when to enter. And let's just be patient for that overall reversal. I do have a video. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library, I have, I think, 1 or 2 videos that go into detail on why I don't trade pump and dumps, why I completely stay away from them, and also how to identify the difference from a pump and dump and something that, you know, might be just receiving some good certified news, so a positive catalyst and stuff like that. DTEA showing more signs of a downtrend, very low volume. Also, no volume here. Volume all of a sudden starts to be present, pushes straight up. I would completely stay away from this if I were you. APTI. Ooh, what do you guys think about this one? We have our alerts already set up here for the potential reversal. What do you guys think about this one? So overall, SMA line normally acts as a support, a sending uptrend pattern. We can see that it's definitely very oversold. And the MACD looks pretty solid. Now we just really need to start waiting for that overall reversal, right? So I'm going to add this to my pending reversal watch list. Dang. What was that ticker? Can you guys remind me what that ticker was? Let's see. Sorry about that. APTI, thank you. There we go. Appreciate that, Adrian. Thank you, thank you. So MED, what's going on? What is that, Dilip? MED. You could tell that this one has low volume, lower volume. 30-day analysis, 20-day analysis. It's really been consolidating. A lot of consolidation happening right around $200. It makes sense why it's showing signs of a potential reversal. Do you guys remember the 3 stages of reversal, right? Rejection, consolidation, so when it kind of just flatlines, and then confirmation when it starts making higher highs and higher lows as well. When we're kind of starting to get that, right? The MACD is starting to push up, the RSI is starting to push up. Everything makes sense on why it's starting to show more signs of an uptrend. So overall, you know, I like this potential reversal pattern. This is also, okay, so this is a pretty solid company based on my understanding. So again, be sure to do your own due diligence. I'm going to set my alert if it ends up breaking below the support. I'm going to add this under the pending reversal watch list as in med. So thank you again for that. Ticker symbol TRXC. So TRXC. Overall, ascending uptrend pattern. I like how it received a really nice pullback. It's very oversold. due for an overall reversal. I'm going to set my alert here. It continuously has been rejected by this EMA line as it's been selling off. Normally does bounce around the SMA indicator. It doesn't mean 100% that it has to bounce there. Again, just patterns are there to tend to repeat themselves, but it doesn't mean that they have to. So let's make sure that we note that. With that being said, we want to make sure that we're very patient with this overall reversal. We can see that it's oversold and that it's due for a reversal, but let's wait for that confirmation and maybe take into consideration the previous video that I just made. So ticker symbol TRXC, TRXC. Here we go. Dylan, what's going on, man? So ticker symbol FE. Perfect. I like it. So I like the ascending uptrend pattern. You guys are doing an absolute amazing job focusing on whatever's actively trending up. Look how consistent this is. The volume looks decent. Overall reversal, bounce off the SMA line. Based on previous patterns, it makes sense on why is showing signs of an uptrend. Based on previous patterns, we could see that there's a previous resistance right around $38, which honestly is not a bad price when it comes down to it being a little bit too high. I would wait maybe a little bit more for a pullback confirmation. So let's say you can get it at an average of like the lower or the mid 36s to the $38 resistance based on previous pattern, not thinking that it's going to make higher highs. There's about 3.38% potential for profit. Again, this isn't the most aggressive stock position that you can take advantage of, but if you've been struggling to continuously grow your account, if you've been in the red because you've been focusing on too aggressive stocks, then you might want to shift, again, refine yourself as a trader, focus on what's more showing signs of an uptrend, more quality picks, and I think that this one would definitely fall into that category. So thank you again. If I'm not mistaken, it was Dylan that called this one out. So great call out, great eye, CVNA. So CVNA doing a lot of consolidation, just like we talked about last week in our Sunday stock talk, around $60, not showing any signs of an uptrend. Everything's kind of almost pointing down. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI, the EMA line, even if you look a little bit closely, I mean, it's kind of still pointing down. I have my alert set here. If it starts making higher highs, great. We can possibly take a position. If not, then again, I'm not too worried about it. Andrew, what's going on? Okay, so Lulu, in my opinion, so Lululemon, I think this is a very expensive like girl brand, right? Is showing signs of an uptrend pattern. Let's look at the 1 day, 1 minute chart. Looks like it has decent volume. Showing signs of an uptrend pattern, very overextended. Look at the RSI, look at the MACD, look at the overall pattern and how far away it is from the SMA line. It looks like it might be due for a pullback before it starts to consolidate and pull back. So I would just be on high alert for a potential pullback. I don't think it's a good deal. And when it comes down to opportunity cost or if the margin of profit is worth it, it's just, again, let's keep it simple. Is it a good deal? Looking at previous patterns, when it normally bounces off the SMA line, look how far away it is. Makes sense on probably why it's not the best deal. So yeah, so I do have quite a bit of videos. So Chris is asking, is there any video that covers and shows us the basics? That's the whole point of the Learn, Plan, Profit course. I mean, I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube. I have a helpful video playlist on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. Also, if you join TechBot Solutions, again, that's our free group. We're the largest private trading community out there. We have a little bit over 160,000 members. It's that third link in the description. Once you get accepted to our Facebook group, right, you get access to our Discord chat. And in the TechBot Solutions Discord chat, all you have to do is go here, you click on the start here option, click on beginner, and there's a series of videos. It talks to you about my trading style, what I have set up, and then why I think you should start paper trading. Kind of like these very basic videos, right? If you want much more structure and you would like to work with me on a closer basis and you like the way that I break things down, then that's the whole point of the Learn, Plan, Profit course. And for those that are interested, again, we have the promotion that's going on. You guys can sign up if you guys want to. If you guys don't see value in it, then 100% don't. But yeah, they get to watch me trade live every single day. You get lifetime access to the Learn, Plan, Profit video lesson library and all the updates that I provide, and also access to the Learn, Plan, Profit private group chat where you get to network with tens of thousands of people all across the United States that have gone through the course and share their knowledge when it comes down to investing in the stock market. So yeah, I'm gonna do 3 more breakdowns and I'm gonna call it a night. As you guys can see, I'm pretty pumped for this week. As you guys can see, I'm really talking pretty quick. So overall, descending pattern, SMA line showing signs of a down pattern, making lower lows, not really making higher highs or anything like that. So again, I like to focus on whatever's showing signs of an uptrend, overall direction moving up. NEWR does not fall into that category. So yeah, ticker symbol OLMM. Okay, very low volume. Looks like its volume started to pick up. It started to show more signs of an uptrend pattern. I just personally don't like how low the volume is. Yes, it's showing signs of an uptrend pattern. Doesn't look like a good deal. Looks like it might be due for a pullback. Looks like there's either some form of manipulation or news that possibly cause this growth. So can you please make an updated video on how your TOS is set up? Well, the videos are doing what I'm saying. Elizabeth, thank you again for the question or the suggestion, but the video is pretty much the same thing. I think the color scheme is a little bit different, but the overall setup with the MACD, the RSI, the EMA lines, the SMA lines, and all that stuff is pretty much the same thing. But if you identify something that's different, then let me know and I'll provide an update and stuff like that. So ticker symbol PSCH. Let's have a good one. I want to end it on a good one. Okay, not bad. Low volume. I don't like this one. Overall, setting an uptrend pattern, it makes sense on why it's due for a reversal, right? With the MACD, with the RSI, and its overall pattern showing signs of a potential bounce off the SMA line. So I set my alert there, but I don't want to end it with this one. So ticker symbol PG. Let's end it with a good one. Boom! Here we go. Procter & Gamble. Oh, and this is a huge, huge company. Okay, volume is good. Overall direction is good. This is my opinion. This doesn't mean that you have to invest in it. But overall, reversal of pattern, right? The SMA line is now acting as a support, which is, I try to view this more as, let's see if I can pull this up. So if we were to identify, again, look at the MACD, look at the RSI. If we were to identify support and resistance, right? So I'm going to identify the, overall SMA line as somewhat of a support, and it would make sense on why this would be the resistance, right? So with that understanding, this is sending uptrend pattern. Now I want to focus on getting a good deal and making sure that it's showing signs of an uptrend. So we could see that it's approaching its support, showing signs of consolidation, struggling to break above this EMA line, and looking at the MACD, potential reversal, looking at the RSI, potential reversal, a lot of consolidation, and then looking at this overall reversal and potential here, I can set a couple alerts here, wait for the confirmation. If it ends up confirming, then again, based on previous patterns, it makes sense on why it can get very close to or near to $86, which is previous highs. So with that understanding, let's do a quick little technical analysis and see what the margin of profit is, right? So shoot, I need to change this to trend line. Here we go. And let's say from an average of $83.50 to $86, 2.88%. Again, nothing huge. It's definitely, huge company, very consistent ascending uptrend pattern. But again, if you've been struggling to, just grow your account, I think that this could be something that you might want to look into, as it's showing a very continuous and solid sign of an uptrend pattern and stuff like that. So. But yeah, no more breakdowns. I wanted to answer maybe a couple open-ended questions. And if you have any breakdowns, so again, this is both for those that are part of Learn Plan Profit and TechBud Solutions. If you guys are part of either one of those group chats, in the TechBud Solutions chat, if you want me to break down your stock, you don't have to direct message me. All you have to do is go to the watch list and post your top stock. And again, we have a bunch of people that share their ticker call out format, and you guys can copy and paste it. So just be sure to post it here, right? And then just tag me, and I will follow up with a direct message solely to you. So I review this on Monday and on Tuesday, and I will send you a direct message on what I think about your breakdown. Same thing with Learn Plan Profit, but instead of watch list, it's called group alerts. And again, this is, if you're part of Learn Plan Profit, you are required. If you're actively trading, you are required. If you're an active trader, you are required to be doing technical analysis every single week. You're not going to just be here just because you enrolled in the course. That does not mean that you're just going to be able to, sit back and not do any work. Every single week, you're supposed to be posting, if you're actively trading, posting your number one stock that's going to get you to your weekly goal. A lot of people's weekly goal is anywhere from 1 to 3% or 3 to 5%. Let's keep it simple. Let's focus on what is showing signs of an uptrend, and that is going to get you to your weekly goal. I am here to hold you accountable for what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and that's work every single day, every single week. Again, it's not about just getting lucky, hoping that you pick that someone shares the next pump and dump. This is not what we do here. If you want to join some group that tells you what to buy and what to sell, and you want to do that, TechBud Solutions and Learn Plan Profit is not for you. But if you actually want to understand what you're doing and plan out your trade and want to work with me on a closer basis, both TechBud Solutions and Learn Plan Profit are at your resources. For all those that are part of Learn Plan Profit, I'm here to work for you. For those that are part of TechBud Solutions, I'm here to work for you, right? So let's work together. Let's talk about what's actively trending up, and let's just make sure that we're dedicating the time that is needed to have a successful and make a successful trade. Why did I have a $1,500 day on Friday? Because I've invested so much time in doing my technical analysis to prepare and plan for my success. Same thing for each and every single one of you guys. If your goal is 3% this week, what stock are you going to focus on that's showing signs of an uptrend that's going to get you to your weekly goal? I don't know, right? You tell me. You know, we covered so many stocks today. If you're part of TechBud Solutions, it's a free resource. Go to the dang watch list and break down every single stock that everyone shares. Do your own due diligence on what everyone is sharing. That's exactly what I do every single week. I don't scan for stocks anymore, right? I go to the watch list in both TechBud Solutions and then go to group alerts for Learn, Plan, Profit. And with all the direct messages I receive, I expose myself to all this opportunity that is presented this week. I filter all the stocks that don't meet my criteria. It doesn't mean that they're bad stocks. It just doesn't meet my personal criteria. And then I have my active uptrend watch list and I cherry pick the ones that I like and see the most value in, right? It's as simple as that. If you want to be successful in something, invest the time that is needed to plan and prepare for your success. That's it. So a lot of people are talking about Tesla and their sell-off that they just had due to the news that Elon Musk is getting sued by the SEC, if I'm not mistaken, due to that fraudulent, what they're calling it, tweet that acted as a positive catalyst for his stock. That's going to definitely be, if you guys like the 180-day analysis for Tesla, you can see its overall lows are at like 260 or something like that. So there should be a pretty solid support there. I'd be very surprised if it continues to sell off. If it does, again, it's not showing any signs of an uptrend as of right now. So I don't know why anyone would be entering a position. You'd just be hoping for the best as of right now. So I'm waiting for a little bit more of an indication or direction that is going to start showing signs of an uptrend. So yeah, and I would encourage you, if you are struggling in growing your account, if you are struggling with your entry points, both entries and exits, invest 10 minutes. It honestly should not even take that long. You guys could skip probably the first 1 to 2 minutes and maybe the last 2 minutes also. So it should be about 5 to 7 minutes that you invest. Click on this video on my YouTube channel, Reversals for Beginners. It talks about this concept that even if you have, a Robinhood account, or if you're paper trading with TD Ameritrade, or regardless of what account you're paper trading with, if you're struggling in growing your account, how you can work a little bit just closer in focusing and refining yourself when it comes down to entry points and exit points. Stop asking so many questions and just start practicing. You know what you need to be waiting on when it comes down to these reversals. Now just start implementing without caring about how much money you can or cannot make. Focus on what you should be doing. Continue to make the same mistakes, learn from those mistakes, but do it in a way that you can really manage your risk. And that's by paper trading or taking those one share position sizes for those that maybe have Robinhood or something like that. So Ricky Musk settled this weekend with a second. Oh, super cool. That's very exciting. So we'll see how it opens up. So, okay. So David is asking a question. So yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about that. So there's this application that we're coming out with that's currently pending approval through the App Store for all those iOS users. Once it's public, we had a couple people within the Learn, Plan, Profit course be our beta testers for the application. So it's pretty much just going to be an easier way for you to be able to track your trades and then also compete with traders within your area. So really fun, really exciting, and super pumped to see how it comes out. So, and of course it's going to be for free. All right, sounds good. Thanks for the awesome Sunday Stock Talk. I feel like we covered almost the most stocks ever in this Sunday Stock Talk. I don't know if it was the most, but I feel like I was talking so fast. I was going through it. And again, if you guys think I speak a little bit too quick, there's this little wrench on the side that allows you to slow down my speed. So hopefully you guys can understand that. So you're the best. What specific scan setting do you have for TD Ameritrade? Do you recommend? I'm getting an edge fund stocks. Been searching. Yeah, so I have my scan criteria in the Learn, Plan, Profit course. If you go to the announcement section and scroll up, I have my scan criteria there. Also, I have a couple of videos on how to scan on TOS, and I share my scan criteria. So feel free to check that out as well. So, wow, Mike, that is so freaking cool. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. If you could even message me, maybe the little part that you included of me in your college paper, that would be great. If not, I totally understand. But Yeah, that's really just it. Let's see. All right, all right. Oh, people are saying that I don't speak quick. Ah. All right, I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. And just like I said in the earlier video, for all those that got to tune in for this Sunday stock talk, for all those that want the $40 off, use promo code FALL. I posted the link right now for those that want to check it out. Promo code FALL will get you $40 off the Learn, Plan, Profit Lesson Library. It's going to end tonight, and we're going to keep it that simple. So hopefully we can have an amazing month of October. I'm really looking forward to this. We want to make sure that we end start the month on a green note, end it on a strong note, and also just end 2018 on a strong note. I'm really looking forward to, for those that are willing to invest time and work with me on a closer basis, for those that have even ever considered working with me a little bit more, click that first link down in the description. There's a what's included video in the Learn, Plan, Profit Lesson Library. I cover everything that's included, what to expect with my live trading sessions. You get to watch me trade live every single day. You work with the LPP group, and how I believe I can be a positive catalyst for your success. It's an amazing environment, and that's really one of the biggest benefits of our group. We continue to motivate you, and we're always here for us to be used as a resource, regardless if it's investing in the stock market or any other market that we share online. I would be more than happy to be a part of your success, even if it comes down to like buying and reselling cars, giving you my own 2 cents about real estate and how I bought my first house at age 20, regardless of what I can do. I'm just really looking forward to each and every single one of you guys absolutely killing it this year, and I hope you guys are really excited for that. So continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives your success, and if there's anything that I can do to better assist you, all you have to do is comment it down below, as I do read all the comments, and I'd be more than happy to be a part of your guys' success. So all the links are down below to stay connected, and if I can get your guys' thumbs up, if you guys are excited for the month of October to absolutely kill it, I would really appreciate that. If not, I totally understand. Like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.